So, hi everyone. Um, Welcome to our second AMA session. So, we hope that more people will join. And yeah, so I think the agenda for today is um, I will talk a bit about our journey at DIVA protocol, how everything started, how we get where we are today, and what is our vision for the future. That's the first part. In the second part, I will address the questions that have been asked in the AMA channel. And last but not least, at the end of this call, we will also make a special announcement how you can earn additional um, DIVA claims on the future DIVA token. So make sure you stay until the end. All right, yeah. Before I start talking about this journey, maybe I give a little bit of background regarding myself. So my name is Lad. Um, my background is in financial mathematics, and I worked in the financial industry for more than 8 years. So as a risk and portfolio manager, and also did a few internships um, in credit risk and structured products at a few banks. And yeah, so and basically, yeah, I got into crypto in 2017, where someone told me about Ethereum and I should check that out. And yeah, back then I already heard about Bitcoin, but as probably many of us in the space, we ignored that. So actually, it takes a couple of attempts to actually look into that into crypto. And yeah, my first experience with crypto was basically just trading ETH, Litecoin, and all that stuff. And it was 2017. It was right before this ICO craze and this huge bubble that we saw and that then burst. And yeah, I mean, I started trading back and forth and invested in a few ICOs, made some money, lost some money. So at the end of this ICO craze, which was around end of 2017, beginning of 2018, I basically ended up losing money. And yeah, then the bear market hit in 2018. So Bitcoin topped at 20K and then dropped to, I don't know, like 3K or so. And yeah, I was thinking, okay, what shall I do? Um, During that time, crypto was super exciting. So I learned a lot about Bitcoin. I started to understand what Bitcoin is, how it works under the hood. And then I was hearing more and more people talking about Ethereum, smart contracts, and yeah, and I started watching YouTube videos about smart contracts. I just wanted to kind of like understand what it is because everyone who was talking about it was very vague and not tangible at all. And yeah, then I decided to um, take an online course on Udemy to learn how to program smart contracts. And yeah, already during this first course, it actually clicked with me. So during that course, I remember that guy presented how to program a lottery contract. And the most exciting part about this lottery contract is actually you can deploy it on the blockchain. Everyone can interact with that contract. So basically play this lottery and nobody can stop people from interacting with that. And that was like when it clicked with me. And what I found super exciting about this concept of smart contracts. So I finished this first course. I took two more courses to get more familiar with Ethereum, how it works, and the Solidity programming language. And yeah, I kept reading a lot of stuff, audit reports, and yeah, just remained curious over the next couple of years. And it was actually in 2020 when a friend of mine who's also in crypto and I basically decided to actually build a decentralized application. Now we have some knowledge in building smart contracts, so now let's actually build something, because that's how you typically learn the most. So if you work on something concrete. So that's how basically the idea of building a decentralized application started. And then the question was, okay, what shall we build? And so back in 2017, beginning of 18, there was an interesting project that I was closely following. It was called Market Protocol. I don't know whether people of you, some of here in the room know that one. They raised 3 million, and yeah, unfortunately, this project went nowhere. So the team dissolved, and yeah, they basically shut down. They had a few interesting blog articles, and yeah, so we basically took that idea, and we were confident that we will be able to implement it, and yeah, actually launch that product. And yeah, this is how the idea about DIVA protocol was born. And then yeah, we started programming the smart contracts. We then even launched a prototype, so sort of like a proof of concept on a test net. So it was available for some time. In the meantime, we shut down that
हाँ जमात का साथ
page. Also, okay, there was some background noise. And yeah, maybe I can find that real quick and can share that with you. One sec. Um, maybe that's even available. Let me see whether I find that quickly. If not, we can move on. Yeah, I can't find it that quickly. Anyways, yeah, so we had this prototype where users could actually already start interacting with that and get the basic idea what we are trying to build. And yeah, back then we were the two of us, so my co-founder and I, and yeah, we wrote the white paper. We had this MVP that we could present to people, and then yeah, we started gaining, or people started getting interested in what we are building. They approached us. We found a front-end developer who helped us to get started with a nicer front-end than what we had for the MVP. And yeah, so while we had our full-time kind of like full-time jobs, in our free time we continued working on DIVA protocol and developed that. And yeah, so and then at some point more people started joining the team who helped out on the front end side, and that was the point where I basically said, okay, let's quit my job in the financial industry and just focus on DIVA protocol and try to make this happen, because I saw this opportunity. I think it's a great idea, um, like that we had, and I just wanted to try it. So basically, I went all in on that project end of last year, and yeah, so we found more people. By now, I think we are 12 to 13 people in the team contributing on all ends. So basically, on the smart contract side, on the front end, on the Oracle side, on the market making bot sides, writing Discord bots, and yeah, it's just like, I mean, I've never imagined that we would get to a stage where so many people are excited and actually help build uh, that project or DIVA protocol. And yeah, so a few weeks ago, we actually launched the app, the first app that is built on DIVA protocol, that was also built by our team. And yeah, so that's kind of like an overview of how it all started until now. So we are now running this testnet. I assume most of you already know this incentivized testnet, where users can try out the app, provide feedback, give us an opportunity to actually fix bugs. And yeah, so the testnet will go until end of September. And yeah, so we are now working on an updated app design. Our smart contracts are audited. We are developing other smart contracts that will kind of like be built on top of DIVA protocol. So a lot of stuff is going on the development side, and yeah, the community can expect a lot of updates in the next few weeks and months. Regarding mainnet launch, so that was one of the questions that we received a lot. So our goal is, or we target to get the app ready by the end of Q4. So what you currently see on the testnet site is not the final app. So we will update the designs and yeah, probably conduct another smart contract audit. So we have one audit already by PackShield, but we will consider to have some more audits, especially for the contracts, for the additional contracts that we are currently developing. And yeah, what's our vision for DIVA protocol? So our vision is basically to power the world of derivative assets in the future. So, and with derivative assets, I mean insurance products, prediction or betting type of products, and swaps, such as interest rate swaps, in case someone knows what that is. And yeah, so we have built this DIVA protocol. This is like a piece of infrastructure that is equipped with the logic to create and settle derivative assets, right? And it will be permissionless. So we will deploy it on many different chains, and people can actually build applications on top. So example applications could be someone could build a prediction market platform like Augur or Polymarket, right? Or someone could build an insurance platform on top of DIVA protocol. So, or another example, someone could build like a landing page where users can or visitors can bet on the outcome of the Champions League final. So all without writing a single line of code in Solidity, because all of that is done, right? So if you have Web 2 skills, basic skills to develop a front-end application, then you're already good to go. So we have documentation. We will add more examples to our documentation, how to get started, how to build things, how to connect to the contracts, how basically, yeah, how to create these derivative assets and settle them. And yeah, so our future is basically convince as many people as possible or developers. And yeah, so that's kind of like an overview of our journey. I don't know, are there any questions so far?
I think that is great to know about that. Yeah, we already have some questions in the AMA call question. So why don't we just start off there, then others can ask their question as we go on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Someone should go on mute. I hear some background noise. Can you guys go on mute, please? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I suggest I quickly share my screen and we go through the AMA call questions. And um, yeah, if you have any more questions, just post them there. So Gars26 is asking, what will the DIVA do if the price of the DIVA token drops drastically, because this will make investors a big disappointment? And do you have any precautions so this incident will not happen? I mean, like right now, our focus is on building a great product. So like the price of DIVA token is actually not relevant for us, right? But obviously, like once the DIVA token hits the market, then it's driven by market dynamics and not necessarily project specific um, factors. So there's the general market, right? If it's bearish, the price may drop. If it's bullish, the price may go up. But these are kind of things that we currently do not focus on. It's also not that important for us right now. And what's the Diva strategy in developing the project so that can be recognized by many investors? I mean, our strategy is building a great product, and um, also building a great and knowledgeable community around that product that will help each other spread the word what Diva protocol can offer to the world. And with that, we just want to build a great ecosystem, which means we want to attract more developers that start building on Diva protocol, start building exciting applications on Diva protocol. And yeah, so that's our main strategy over the next couple of months and probably years. And I am sure that if we develop great products, this will be recognized by many people in the space and including investors, and then there will potentially be opportunities to collaborate and partner up with them. Then Said is asking, do you have audit certificates or are you working to audit your project to make it more secure and reliable? So Diva protocol is actually already audited, and you will find the audit report if you go to docs.divaprotocol.io, or yeah, exactly. And then under for developers technical resources, you see the security audit here. So it was conducted by PackShield, and yeah, we are particularly proud of that there were actually no critical findings and no high impact findings. So as you can see here, so there were some medium, low impact findings only. And yeah, so have a read, and yeah, we're happy to answer any questions if you have any regarding this report after this call. Um, how will you, so there's another question, how will you attract investors and players to Diva project and make them stay for long term? And how will you generate revenue for the project? So yeah, maybe I'll break this down to two parts. So how will we attract investors and players to Diva project? I think this is a very similar answer to this very similar question to the one that I previously covered. Yeah, we just try to build a great product and that adds value to many people in the space, and also build a great community and ecosystem around Diva protocol. That's our goal, and then we're confident that we will attract people by having a great product. Um, and how do we make them stay for long term? Yeah, I mean, there are typically lockup periods for investors and also vesting periods. So if someone decides to invest into us, um, the tokens will be locked for a certain period of time. And I mean, investors always have the possibility to extend that lockup period to signal confidence in the project. So these are all options that we will explore when we connect with investors. I mean, maybe I'm not sure like whether some of you know, but we already have two investors, and they're also subject to some vesting periods once the token goes live. So just as an FYI. How will you generate revenue for your project? So I think that's a great question. So when we started building Diva protocol, uh, we wanted to make it sustainable over time, self-sustainable. And how do you achieve that? And typically you achieve that if you build in a fee, and that's what we have done for DIVA protocol. So how this works, basically every time someone redeems a position token, so basically gives them back to extract their share in the collateral that is locked in, they will pay a 25 bips fee that will go to the DIVA treasury, and token holders, DIVA token holders, will be able to um, decide how to spend these funds. So these funds could be spent to pay contributors, to invest in marketing, or other initiatives um, that are beneficial for the protocol and the future, or and the overall ecosystem. So that's how we want to go about that. What type of audience will your project suit more, crypto or non-crypto? I mean, like I think initially, um, people from the crypto space will try out the application and probably create products that are more suitable for crypto users. For instance, I don't know, you could create uh, insurance products against increasing ETH gas prices, right? So some sort of like hedging products. So that could be a product that is specific for crypto users. But obviously, and obviously also these users know how to interact with dApps, right? So they know they have typically MetaMask installed, and they know like that they have to approve tokens, and yeah, how to deal with all these transactions. But obviously, our long-term goal is to make this piece of infrastructure available to everyone. And like, how do we get there? I think the key here is abstracting away the complexity, right? So there will be people that will have no clue about crypto, but by building a very nice front end that that is easy to use, I think you can you can basically allow or enable people to use this piece of infrastructure without knowing anything about crypto. So that so that's basically, you can do a lot on the front end side to abstract away the complexity, and also what what we want to achieve is we want act or what we envisage is, or what we could see in the future, is that some companies will establish that will leverage the DIVA protocol to create products for their uh, clients or friends and sell it to them. So they will act as sort of like a kind of like a middleman that knows how to use that application and sells it to users or clients that do not know how to interact with this kind of application. So um, these might be also like this might be our audience also in the future. And this also includes banks, by the way. So a bank can easily leverage the DIVA app that we are currently building to issue insurance products or certain customized derivatives for their clients. So it will be all open source. It will be available, and everyone can actually build a business around that if they want. Um, then there was a question by Cami. So what is the utility of the DIVA tokens? So you also find this information in our docs. So we have a section at the beginning about the utility. So it will be a governance token at the beginning, which allows the holders to vote on protocol parameter updates such as fees. So the fees that I mentioned earlier, this is a parameter. So maybe we want to start with 0 fees and then activate them. Basically start with 0 fees to bootstrap the protocol and activate them later on. But yeah, and then the other feature is, or utility is, those users can vote on how to spend the funds or the fees that are collected in DIVA treasury. So as I said, it can be, I don't know, payout to contributors, or invest in marketing, or provide partnership incentives, and so on and so forth. So yeah, just everything that is governance related and related to spending the funds. So that's kind of like how we want to start. Um, we can add more features over time, right? Depending on how this progresses, but that's how we want to start. And exactly. Then, are you looking? When is the protocol going live on mainnet? Target is Q4, but I mean, if everything goes well, obviously. um, are you looking forward to marketing the project to non-English speakers as well? Yeah, I mean, we started English because I think that's kind of like the language that most people speak in that space, but we also acknowledge that there are also other communities where English is not that common. And yeah, I mean, we just encourage everyone, if you want to translate certain content, certain tweets, or certain kind of like posts that we do, just go ahead and do that and support your local community with that. And I think these kind of things will be visible, and yeah, we we will also try to appreciate these kind of things in the future. Um, then will there be additional, Rookie asks, will there be additional features on the DIVA website after mainnet? So I'm not sure what he means with additional features, but I mean, yeah, I mean, we're building a second product right now that we're super excited about, but details will be shared at some point. So yeah, we will also have a proper website at some point. So right now it's just a landing page without too much content. So this will change when we go on mainnet, and yeah, features like swap, stakes, and so on. What uses will the DIVA token be used in the future? Yeah, swap features. I mean, the DIVA app implements already a possibility to trade, um, to exchange these derivative assets that are created on the platform, and we are using 0x protocol for that. But technically, you can also integrate an AMM for trading. And yeah, regarding the staking, we will have to see how things go and how this develops. I think that we can implement staking also after we launch the token. So we will discuss internally and announce this to the community. Any partnerships and any seed rounds? Yeah, so right now as I mentioned, we have two investors. One is Darley Technology, which is a pioneer in yeah, basically crypto derivatives, and which we're super excited about because they will help us to um, provide liquidity on, on the platform once we go live. And then we have a second investor who's TWF, who will support us on the growth side and marketing side, who are well connected in the Asian area, and also help us with the listing of the token once it goes live. So yeah, so right now we're covered for the next couple of months, and if we yeah, we will potentially have more fundraising rounds in the future. um Rashid is asking, I have completed all tasks, what is next? Yeah, that's great. I mean, congrats for completing all the tasks. I hope you have learned something while completing that. I mean, what's next? Have a read, uh, uh, read our documentation, for instance, or I will do a special announcement later on where you can basically prove your knowledge if you think you already know everything. um, yeah, and I mean, also, like, you can support us and the community by spreading the word and about Diva and in your communities, and yeah, invite them to our Discord, invite them to our bi-weekly AMA sessions, and yeah, that that would be appreciated. Then Mega Man is asking whether hiring developers. So right now we are a team of 12 to 13 people, and I think yeah, I mean, right now we're kind of like how do I say, all roles are are taken more or less within our particular team, right? Um, but then, I mean, if you want to develop your own application or front end on top of Diva protocol, and you have your own team, I mean, just reach out and then we can discuss. And yeah, we may also pay out grants if you have great ideas and want to start developing on top of Diva protocol. So that's always a possibility. So within the Diva app team right now, yeah, I think we are set. And I think we also just need to make sure that we can manage all the resources that we have. And right now it's kind of like, yeah, a good size and to work with.
Um, Vlad, that was very, very amazing. I mean, like you've answered all the questions, and I think many people on this call have understood the answers to the question. Meanwhile, we still have some questions under the general section. I don't know if you could check that up.
In the general,
Hello.
okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we have some people dropping some few questions, and let me check the chat also.
Yeah, yeah, I can take those ones by Rashid. But
Um, there is there is a question by Rohi after you're done with the general. It's on the AMA call chat. So
it's a new question.
when you're done
By who?
by Rohi on the chat itself, the call chat itself.
The culture.
Why?
Sorry. Okay, okay, got it. Sorry, got it.
Yeah.
Um, Token expected listing price. Yeah, I mean, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. It will be announced. So as I said, we focus on building right now. Um, there will be a token. I mean, I don't think it's a secret nowadays that there will be tokens for basically all the protocols. But yeah, we we don't discuss listing prices at this stage. Um, yeah, close your camera. Okay, is my camera active? um, yeah, there was also a question in the general chat. Do we have any planning for launching staking in the future? Yes, potentially. As I mentioned, um, like a great example, I think, are is what's this? The name of this NFT platform, looks rare, for instance, right? They have staking implemented, so something similar we could also implement for Diva token, but right now it's not on our highest priority. We got audited, as I mentioned, by PackShield, how much maximum fees one can apply. So in the protocol itself, the minimum fee is 0 and the maximum fee is 2.5%. But I mean, like, we implemented the maximum just to make sure that, like, things or the protocol is not exploited by someone setting a fee of 100% or so. So I don't think we will ever go to 2.5%. It will be just too much. Like, our current idea is to have 25 bips protocol fee. Yeah. Diva token is available on market. No, it's not yet available on the market. We'll let you know when we launch it. What distinct features? What? Okay. So what are your close competitors? I think this question is very similar. So there are two types of platforms that exist. So there are prediction that are basically close to what we are building, however, still different and less flexible compared to DIVA protocol. So one of them is our prediction markets like Augur or Polymarket. So on Augur, you have an event. Let's say, I don't know, Trump will be president, yes or no, right? And you can bet on that event. So it's always binary. So it's a yes or no outcome. And in DIVA protocol, you can, this is just a special case. You can create the same type of prediction or bet, but you can also do much more. So you can, instead of having a binary outcome, you can also map a linear function to that. So basically defining a payout in a certain range. So if Bitcoin is at 20, between 20 and 30K, then you have like a linear payout. And that's something that these platforms do not offer. And then the second group of competitors are what we refer to as option protocols like Opine, where you can basically write call or put options by locking in one asset and basically selling the right to get out that asset to someone else. The limitation there is you cannot, your underline has to be an asset that is native to the blockchain or to the Ethereum blockchain, say, right? So you can use ETH, USDC, for instance, as underline. So both assets are native to the Ethereum blockchain, but you cannot use like the weather or the amount of rain or the ETH gas price, for instance. Um, so this is one limitation, and also there is a limitation on the payoff profile side. These option protocols typically offer you just a linear payout. Um, and yeah, I think with DIVA protocol, we have the unique feature that users can actually customize the payoffs depending on their risk profiles or risk appetite. All tasks are compulsory. No, uh, you can do also less tasks. So if you see my screen, each task gives you 200 points, and depending on how many points you have collected, you will receive your DIVA token reward when we launch the token. So basically, the more tokens you collect, the more points you collect, the higher your reward. You can also just complete one task, and then you have 200 points, and you get your pro rata share once we launch the token accordingly. What is main purpose to create a long and short um, pool? Yeah, so the concept behind, let me quickly show you a presentation to demonstrate that to you. The concept. Okay. So that's the concept, or the concept that is behind DIVA protocol. We refer to as asset claim decomposition. So what does that mean? Those of you that know wrapped ETH, right? What is wrapped ETH? You basically deposit ETH, and in return, you get a token that represents a one-to-one claim. So everyone who has the token can give it back, and then you get returned your ETH, right? So that's what is illustrated on the left. So it's completely independent of the price of ETH or any other event, right? You always have your one-to-one relationship. Now, in DIVA protocol, what we do is someone deposits an asset, instead of getting a one-to-one claim, you actually get a two-to-one claim. So basically, only if you have both of these tokens, they only then you have a claim on the asset, risk-free claim basically on the asset. So it doesn't matter where the underlying is, or where the outcome of the underlying doesn't matter, because the payoffs of these two legs that are minted, the short and long leg, um, they offset each other. So if you sum them up, you basically get something similar to what we have on the left, just a constant curve. However, if you sell one side, for instance, if you sell the short side, then you have exposure. So then you have the risk that you end up getting nothing as payoff, right? So here on the left. And yeah, so basically that's the whole purpose of having short and long. So when you create a pool, you deposit an asset and you get these two positions in return. And then you basically trade out that side that you don't want to hold. Thank you with kisses. You're welcome. um, Perfect. Are there any questions? Otherwise, we would come to our last part of this session, which is the special announcement. Um, yes, so I think there are no questions anymore. Otherwise, just ask in the chat if you have a question after this call. Yeah, on the special announcement. So, as I mentioned earlier, our goal is to build a knowledgeable community, right? And we strongly believe that having a knowledgeable community helps to basically build a strong core of this whole ecosystem, right? And makes every community member an ambassador. Um, Sorry, yeah. Was there a question? Okay. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, so, and we actually want to incentivize that our community members learn about what we are building, about the different use cases. And so from tomorrow on, we will start doing a quiz. So we will post questions in a quiz channel, which we're going to establish soon, at random points in time during the week. And the first one who will answer the questions will be rewarded with 100 DIVA tokens. And those questions will be related to how DIVA protocol works, how the DIVA app works. So if you have a read of the documentation, I think this will help you a lot to answer these questions. And yeah, we will post these questions as random point in time. So just make sure you check out the channel from time to time. There will also be a separate announcement on that. And yeah, and all these questions and the right answers we will publish in our Gitbook so that users or community members always have an easy way to check what was the question, what was the answer, right? Without going through all the potentially wrong answers that are also posted in the same channel. So we will curate the answers for these questions. And yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Any feedback on the quiz? Maybe Precious, if you have any comments, chip in.
Oh, I think it's amazing how answer questions and about Diva protocol and earn some Diva tokens for it. It's a very nice concept, and yeah, our community members are going to love it. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the announcement.
That's awesome. Also, Rashid, I see, appreciates our last AMA and the demonstrations. And yeah, I mean, if you want more demonstrations during these AMA sessions, just let us know in the chat and we will plan for that accordingly. So Um, you can drive what content we we deliver during these AMA sessions. All right. If there are no questions, I would conclude here and yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Maybe we might potentially postpone it because some people are on vacation. So we keep you updated in the chat. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye.